Hey, welcome to the Dray Way. What's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm glad you're here. The Dray Way, by the way, is a show that comes on every single day. I am your host, Drayton Nay, and you will agree with me, you will argue with me, you will disagree with me, whatever the case might be. We have some really cool things that we talk about every single day, and I would love for you to be a part of the exchange. So I hope you enjoy the show. One thing I can guarantee you on this show, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's go! Welcome to the Dray Way. Look, I want to talk about red states, blue states, blue states, red states, blue states. I want to talk about it because it seems like people don't really understand what's going on. What is the difference between a blue state and a red state? And I'm just going to be factual. All right. This is not just my opinion, although I have formed an opinion because unlike most people, I have literally traveled the United States from end to end numerous times. I've been in Maine many times. I've been in Wyoming too many times. I've been in North Dakota and South Dakota, even in the wintertime. And I can tell you right now, that's not a smart thing to do, okay? So I have been all over this country. But recently, CNBC, and I have the thing right over here. I was just reading it, and it talked about the absolute worst states to live in, and I noticed that they were dead on. I think they may have missed one or two, but it started off with Oklahoma. It said Oklahoma, what an awful place to live. And FBI statistics talks about how dangerous Oklahoma is, how poor their schools are. Oklahoma has, from what I understand, people that aren't even teacher certified teaching students, and their school system is in shatters. Good job, Oklahoma. But Oklahoma's not the worst. Arkansas is even worse than Oklahoma. Yeah, CNBC said, yeah, Oklahoma's a lousy place to live, but Arkansas is even worse. And they said, if you think Arkansas is bad because their governor is horrible, she has no idea what she's doing. What's even worse than that, and I can verify this because I lived in this state, and it's awful, and it's Alabama. Yeah, Alabama, another state that just has no idea what they're doing. A state that's worse than Alabama. You're thinking, what could be worse than Alabama? Georgia. Yeah, Georgia. And I know a lot of people, when they think of Georgia, think of Atlanta. But think of something outside of Atlanta. You get my drift. And Georgia is, the quality of life is one of the lowest in the country. And then on this list, who's even lower than that? Louisiana. Folks, I'm telling you right now, Louisiana, there is no good reason to be in Louisiana. Absolutely none. Your quality of life in Louisiana is just, it's really, really bad. It's really, really bad. And there's no reason to even visit Louisiana. It's a state you just want to stay out of. But ranked even below that is Utah. And the biggest reason is that, worker protections, air quality. I mean, they had all types of factors to look at. And what was even worse than that, I can tell you right now, because I've been in this state 1,000 times. It was right next to where I grew up in Ohio. Indiana is a horrible place to live. Indiana is a terrible place to visit. Indiana has nothing going for it whatsoever. And several areas in Indiana, you don't even want to go to. I mean, you talk about drug infested and crime infested. Yeah, you absolutely want to stay out of Indiana. But what according to the quality of life, and I'm not joking because I want to show you this. I don't, as you know, I don't normally do this, but I mean, it's just amazing how they broke everything down. Look where they put Texas. They graded Texas an F, and they did that because, you know, healthcare, reproductive rights, crime. I mean, crime in Texas is just out of control, you know. But another state that they picked as being even lower than just about everybody, which I find it hard to believe that you're lower than West Virginia. West Virginia is just a god-awful place. God-awful. There is no excuse to ever go to any place West Virginia. But they ranked dead last. And when they took all the criteria, and who ranked absolute last? Tennessee. Yeah. And it surprised me a little bit because I thought it would be West Virginia. But yeah, even Tennessee is worse than West Virginia and Louisiana. So CNBC, I think the interesting thing about it is when you stop and think about it, every single one of those states are red states. Every single one. They're all red states. And I can tell you right now, from, like I told you, from a person traveling from state to state to state, when you go to West Virginia, when you go to Tennessee, when you go to Texas, when you go to Louisiana, when you go to Alabama and Georgia, and that's not even mentioning, oh gosh, Mississippi. Oh, they're all red states. They're all run by Republicans. And they've all been run by Republicans year after year after year. And what most of those states have in common is most of them are just dead broke states. They're states that don't produce much. They're just broke. And that's because they've been on Republican leadership for years and years and years. What other explanation do you have? What other cause can you come up with that red state after red state after red state is ranked the worst in the country? Why? Why is it not all blue? Because blue states have a quality of life. Blue states care about education and water quality and air quality. They care. Republican states, by nature, do not care. They're for corporations. They don't care about the people. They care only about the business people in those communities. They don't care about actually educating anybody. That's why consistently red states are the absolute worst in education. You know, we used to rank, you know, up at the top in education. And everybody goes, well, look where the United States ranks anymore. We rank in the middle towards the bottom and blah, blah, blah. Just so you know, if you take out the red states, if you take out their scores and what they do and just do the blue states, we rank amongst the highest in the world. Yeah. What's dragging us down is red states. That's a fact. That's not my opinion. You can look on here and just red state after red state after red state. Poor education, poor healthcare, poor education. It's one after another. You know, poor education out of West Virginia, does that surprise you? Out of Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, does that surprise you? It shouldn't, because year after year, decade after decade, it's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over and over again. So my question is, why? Why do you guys want to keep living like that? And especially now, do you know how miserable it's going to be in red states now that you guys voted for Republicans to get into office? You voted red. You voted, and then you know what they did? They came after you. And they took your food, they took your Medicare, they took your Medicaid, they took everything. And now your hospitals are going to be, your nursing homes, your hospitals, closing. you're going to lose them all. And it's your fault. It's literally your fault because you voted for a Republican president and not realizing they don't do anything for you. They never have. They never will. You guys are broke year after year after year. Your states suck year after year after year after year. And you know what you do about it? You do nothing about it. You don't change anything. You keep voting the same way, and your state keeps sucking year after year after year. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Oh, you guys drive me nuts. Let me know what you think in the comments. Oh, red states. You know, I'm tired of you mooching off us. You guys can't handle your own business. You have to beg the federal government for money. Stop begging. Start figuring out how to take care of yourselves. We're tired of giving you money. And I'm talking to you, Kentucky. Yeah, you guys, all you do is suck off the federal tea. Let me know what you think. Welcome to the Dray Way. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 coming up next. Well, a new show is coming up. I'm going to be having a new show on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube and also on Facebook. Everybody, because I'm a single guy and I'm over 50, and I've been talked to some people that want me to start my own show about dating after 50. I don't really talk about it on here because this show is a little bit different in what I like to talk about on here. But I just want you to know that if you want to join my new show, next week it'll be starting. It'll be all about dating after 50. I'm told, guys, that a lot of you guys need help. I'm here to help you guys. I'm actually looking forward to it. I've talked to a lot of women. I've talked to a lot of men. And of course, I do a lot of dating. So I think I can bring something to the table that maybe a lot of you haven't heard before or haven't experienced. And it'll be fun to talk about something else. I enjoy talking about the whole dating thing and everything else. So just so you know, that's going to be a whole separate show. It's going to be something like the Dray Way, dating over 50. Dating over 50, the Dray Way. There, that could very possibly be it. So I just want you to know that show is coming up. It'll also be on Facebook. We'll have a group on Facebook about dating over 50. And I'll be making videos on how to, from A to Z, how to start, how to ask women out, how to dress for your date, how to actually design and plan a date. A lot of guys that I've talked to in the last couple of weeks for research, I was shocked how many guys have no idea how to actually plan a date. They actually don't know what to do, and I didn't know that. But that's one of the things I've learned. The other thing that I've learned from women is, do you know why women don't ask men out on dates? They don't want to pay. And I don't care what they say. I don't care what, you can argue with me till you're blue in the face. I have receipts. I have proof that you don't want to pay. Because overwhelmingly, you guys don't ask men on dates and you don't pay. And there's a reason for that. There has to be. And we're going to talk about that. But those are the facts. You can't argue facts. Women do not ask men out on dates. It's very rare. And it's what's even more rare is women paying for dates. That's extremely rare. And we're going to talk about that and a whole bunch of other things. For some of you, it may not be your cup of tea. For others of you, you just might want to see the show and laugh at me. But I can assure you, the best thing about it is I'm going to be having fun. Just like I do on this show right here. I try to have fun. I think I have a great audience. You guys have been, let me tell you something, my audience has been extremely kind to me. And I feel very blessed to have my show. I'm excited to start another show and have fun with that. So if you want to join me over there, I'll give you all the information about it next week. If you don't, that's okay. Just continue to hang out with me here because I will be here every single day right here on the Dray Way. So Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way. Coming up next. This is a tough subject for everybody, but I'm just going to let you know what my 2 cents is, or 10 cents or whatever. I heard the news, and I want to almost believe that I didn't hear it right, but this administration is talking about taking over the Gaza Strip for 10 years and turning it into luxury property or something like that. And what has been happening, to the Palestinians, and what has been happening to the people there in Gaza, and the children and the women that are getting hurt for what I see as no reason whatsoever. Why we have to continue attacking these people, I have no idea. They live in squalor. And why are we still dropping bombs on them? Somebody would have to explain to me why we're still dropping bombs on these people. Why are we still doing this? And who is going to think it's a good idea for America to get involved in controlling the property in Gaza? I think the world reaction is going to be horrifically bad. I think whoever is thinking this out is not thinking at all. I think this is a really, really bad idea. And I realize no one cares what I think, but I'm more upset that the coverage of what's going on over there has been miserable. And I guess that's on purpose. I guess it's on purpose that corporate media doesn't really want us to know what's going on over there, because it's horrific. It's terrible. And something I didn't think I would see in 2025, defenseless, helpless people getting bombarded in hospitals. Maybe it's above my pay grade. I don't understand it. Somebody would have to explain to me why in all the rubble we are still blowing up more rubble and killing these people. Why are we doing this? Because frankly, I just don't understand it. And I hate watching it. I hate seeing it. And now that the report came out that we are somehow going to get involved and take over the land for 10, just a really, really bad idea. Somebody needs to rethink this. Somebody needs to sit down and be an adult and be like, yeah, this is no place for us to be. And I'm sure the world doesn't want us there. And it's just not a good look for the United States. But maybe I could be dead wrong. Let me know what you think. I think we should stay out of it. And I think we should demand Israel stop bombing people that have nothing. Just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. Don't forget, the Dray Way is each and every day. Hit the like button like you guys always do, and leave comments. You guys are the best. See you tomorrow on the Dray Way. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.
Whoa! Look at that. Water splashing everywhere, and I didn't even get wet. Seriously, if you want a pool like this, call the people at Unique Pool Finishes.
Hey, is that a fish?